Alright, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be going over why I bought this E36 sedan and why I believe that in today's time in 2025 and 2026 this chassis is going to be one, of course it's already a classic, but something that's just going to continue in the future, and I'll show you guys why. So we're going to go for a POV drive as well, walk around the whole car and kind of just go over exactly why I believe the E36 and is just such a good platform for everything: drifting, time attack, even just cruising, because that's technically not so much what we're going to be doing today, a little bit of both. So I just recently picked this up. Again, it's a inline six 323i, so it's got the sunroof and everything. It's pretty nice in the Titan silver, which I preferably like. I think the only other color I would get would be it's like that yellow color. Wide body and paint it, it'll go to that yellow color with some silver 17-inch T37s. But look, that's for a future build. But today let's just kind of go over this whole car as it is, as it stands, because I've never driven a completely stock E36 kind of like through the mountain pass as well. So this is going to be an experience for you and me. I think it's going to be fun, and we'll just see how a completely stock standard E36 holds up through some windy, twisty roads as well. All right, so sitting in here straight away, I'm not the tallest person, but this is a very good, just simple, perfect, easy visibility, just nice view. It's a nice actual seating position. It's a nice cockpit. It's just, everything's so simple. You have your aircon vents, radio, air conditioning, clock, where your manual transmission would be. Mine's an automatic for now, unfortunately. And just a really nice OEM steering wheel as well. So I'm a massive fan of actually how this interior design is. I don't think I would ever change anything. Just really the era of the 90s and the 2000s, like the 180s, S15s, R34s. All those interiors are just super simple and nice, and it's just, I don't know, it's not doing too much. Like, you have what you need and there's not screens everywhere. And I just think a car that was built in 1998, this car is, I mean, still till today the interior holds. I think this is probably enough. I mean, you can always do an Apple CarPlay in here, just modernize it. Pretty happy with how this interior is. These seats though, on the other hand, of course, being, it's not really, this isn't an M3 of course, so it's not the bucket seats, and the suspension as well, which I can show you guys in a second. This is pretty much the cruiser, like as comfortable as BMW wanted to do it. They put the softest suspension, they put the softest seats with the leather, and there's hardly any upholstering on them as well. So can't really go ahead and start picking and pointing at that too. Kind of it for the interior. I generally really like it. I think it's really nice interior. Just think I would do is probably some bucket seats, some nice ones, not over the top. Of course, get rid of this automatic, but for today we are just driving in an automatic because, again, I've ever driven this car and it's kind of like a ritual for me to just, if I buy a new car, I take it through the mountain pass, and then we kind of go start building from there. So we did like a little photo shoot, kind of cinematic as well, but now we'll go head out for our first mountain pass drive, and hopefully we don't run into some traffic and we can go do a proper spirited drive. How a completely bone stock E36 323i holds up. So I might stay in second, and yeah, let's go as well. So again, completely bone stock. And there's just something so nice about a light car through corners and under braking. And these poor old tires are getting a working. And the automatic as well is probably not enjoying it. The automatic is not having the best time of his life. yeah, massive body roll through there. It's pretty noticeable. But still so fun to drive just because how soft the suspension is around these bumpy roads. And out of the box, it's not that bad of a car. I mean, like, you can do this. I'm just being cautious just because the tires are pretty old and I know they don't have much grip in them. So. But the brakes feel great, they feel amazing. The actual body predictability is really nice as well. It's just, it needs coilovers because this thing, like the chassis is there, it's just the suspension isn't there, and it makes it feel kind of like I'm fighting two things at the same time. But this is going to be such a fun car when it's just set up with proper tires, manual gearbox, just because here it's a bit sluggish, some proper suspension and some updated bushings. For a car that's this cheap, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I can imagine how fun this would be without breaking your bank. So I'm having a lot of fun. Such a nice day today too. If I just had something to shift with, it would be so fun. But hey, we can't be picky. In time when we come back and have a manual gearbox in this, we will do this again. It'll be a lot more fun. When it's really in that 3,000, 4,000 RPM, it sounds nice too. I mean, you could just imagine if I just do a nicer, like mature exhaust, nothing too insane, it would sound really nice. But the pickup's great, like it's just right there. Pickup is great. You just got to be past 2.5. And I think if you were to chuck a small turbo on this, it could be a nice balance. It could be a nice time attack car. It's so fun going slow fast. I can't. Because once it's in the right gear in the rev range in the auto, it's not bad. Like, it's not bad. And I think that's the fun thing about this car is I'm not going that fast, but you're using the car. you're not overly stressing that you're getting up to speed too fast. You're in your place, you know. So it's a good place, it's a good platform to learn how to drive good as well, because you're not overstressing your skills. You're not, you know, as long as you're, you know, you have the right thing. I probably wouldn't say go out and do this in a stock E36 with these stock suspensions and wheels, but I haven't really found the limit of the car. I'm not trying to either. But I do want to go one more lap and we'll go back up. Alright guys, unfortunately my GoPro did die, so we're using my iPhone. Alright. Get back to such a, even using that automatic to second and third is pretty fun. And the car does feel, it feels really nice and planted. Like doing all this is super comfortable. And I think that's the fun part about it, is that I'm just so comfortable doing this. Was wet, I think the rear tires would have probably come out a bit, but it's just not that wet, to be honest. But it's such a nice day out. And like I was saying, if this car had a inline six with ITBs, coilovers, a manual transmission, it would just be such an, like, what would be the best word for it? It'll be such a emotional car to drive. I mean, they don't really make them like these anymore, like so raw, to be honest. Something that's just fun. I mean, it's not overly complicated. It's just, it's a basic, I mean, focus a little bit. It's a basic formula for something that's just fun. And unfortunately, there's a lot of laws now that kind of prevent you from having cars that are just this raw. But there are some, don't get me wrong, but not that a car that's just a family sedan, you know what I mean? Like, it's mainly cars that are, yeah. Sorry about that little squeaking thing, it's annoying me as well. There's nothing too much I can do about it at the moment. I'll cool it down a bit and let's kind of talk about the car now. I mean, as it is out of the box, it's a fun car. It's actually genuinely, I would say it's a fun car. Especially if it's raining, you can turn the traction control off and have a bit more fun, but it is a one-way diff, so probably only having that much fun. But for a 2.5 litre automatic, NA automatic, I said it twice, but yeah, it's not bad. It's actually kind of engaging still kind of an engaging drive, which really comes down to the build of the car. It's still an engaging drive, still a nice drive. I just think a manual would be the way to go about this. 100%. Automatic's going to be fine. It does a fine job, I think, as just like a cruiser daily car. Or if you just live in a busy city area, manuals, I mean, automatic's going to be okay as well. It's just if you want that true enthusiastic feel, the manual is going to be like a much better option. But this still fun. It's going nowhere quick. But suspension, brakes, tires, okay, surprisingly. That's about it. We're pretty much at the top now. Alright, so there we go. We're all back. And now we can just pretty much conclude the video with the E36. And it was like our initial first time taking it out, driving it through the windy roads. And honestly, I was kind of surprised how actually well it was and well planted it was. Of course, the suspension was the biggest downfall, and automatic, we already knew that. But as a chassis, I'm pretty firm on what I was saying before. I think it's one of the best canvases on the market today that's very affordable. I don't think anything else that's rear-wheel drive, inline six, that has the engine space for an RB, JZ, SR, all those type of aftermarket space in the engine bay, and all that space in the back, and with the 50-50 weight distribution. I don't think there's something on the market that's, in my opinion, this cheap and this fun, and that looks this nice, and that's something that's going to retain value. I don't know, it's just going to be a very nice modern classic, I guess you could say, even though it's not so much modern. It's a 90s 1998 car, but I think it's just such an endless shape, and they just look so good. And yeah, I want to give it a solid, at the moment, like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's actually a fun car out of the box as it is, super comfortable. Like, those roads were not roads that were very good at all, so the fact that it took those bumps and took everything so well, it kind of makes up for it, because it's such a fun cruiser. So if you're after something that's, look, you can find a cheap automatic one, and if you just want something that's a daily cruiser that is reliable, again, the only thing that aren't reliable is the cooling systems on these things. So your radiator, just have to update it, a few plastic bits, fan hoses. So there are maintenance stuff on this car that is maintenance intense, but the actual engine itself is bulletproof. Like, I'm not gonna say bulletproof, but it's very strong. The fact that you can not open them and turbo them and still get about 300 to 400 horsepower out of them, which is something that's, I guess, relatively cheap-ish coming off a car like this, instead of dropping in a new engine. Or you could just put a 3 litre in. Mine's a 2.5, but if you put a 3 litre, bit of a tune, downpipe, manual conversion, about 240 horsepower to the wheels. And I think for a car that weighs this light, about 1,300, 1,400 kilos, it's going to be so engaging through those type of mountain pass drives. So design and look of the car, once I do it up, because you guys are going to see, this is a new car to my channel. Once I do this up, right now it's a grandma spec as hell, I know. I'm not saying it's a beautiful car right now, but once I do some proper wheels and some coilovers, and then just like a valve controlled exhaust for now, just because it's an automatic, it's gonna look great, and you guys will see once the final product is done. But yeah, so that was it for today's quick little, is an E36 worth it in 2025 and 26 video, and just a general overall, just a review of the E36 as well that I just picked up. And we always do it too, so any new car that I get, we take it through the mountain pass and just have a fun drive. And this, I just wanted to experience a car. I just bought it a week ago, just wanted to experience it bone stock and see how it goes. That is it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this E36 review video as well, and I'll catch you guys in the future with some more videos.